What's up, world? We're making this video to give you the audition song that we did for America's Got Talent. I'm Lorada.
And this your boy Ant Johnson.
Mike Vick.
And this is
Fantasy Elite.
Part 4, Music Story, BGE and Fantasy Elite. After me and Jay met Wes, Lo had already knew him, but once we found out he had a studio and he was open to charging reasonable prices, then he lived right down the street from Pi in the trailer park. We just walked down there and started recording our music there. Me and Lo, we were already ready to record some songs, and so he asked me what I had, and he pulled up a few different instrumentals, and one he had an idea for was one for ladies. He had already had verses and pretty much written for it, but he found an instrumental beat, and once he did, that's whenever he started coming up with a chorus to it, a hook. And whenever he was coming up with his with the bars for the hook, then I was singing in the background, I wanna give it to ya, I wanna give it to ya. He's like, yeah, you should sing that in the background while I rap that. So that's how we wound up doing. There was a small breakdown right before it, the first verse before it led into the chorus, and so right after that verse breakdown, it had a little bit of. It probably had about, I'd say, maybe half a verse of a breakdown before it goes into the first chorus of the song. He was asking me if I had anything that I could put to match to that, and I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I got a poem. It wasn't a rap. It was literally a poem I wrote in poetry form, straight up, and folded it up in a paper heart, and all, and mailed it and sent it and mailed it to this woman that I had a crush on. And yeah, but I went in depth with the poetry, with the poem. It was pretty vivid. But I knew it would be good if I could just get it to match up with that beat. So that was my task, was taking that poem and matching it up to the beat and making a rap out of a poem, which I wound up doing, and it wound up turning out nice, and the whole song wound up turning up nice.
Give it to you like it's in my name. These words to you are usually desired. As I write them down, I'm truly inspired. Now what I want to say, it comes so easily, cause every time I think of you, it just teases me. I love to see you laugh. Added all the fun we have, I couldn't do the math. It don't have to happen fast, I'll just ask you to relax, cause compatible's a track. The fact is that you pass, so you have to be a match. Paint a portrait in your head, there'll be organs in the bed. Before I'm gonna bed, there'll be more that wasn't said. Bubble bath, laying back your head in my chest. When we get out undressed, we won't lay down to rest. Sliding under covers, still laying on the sides. No one to interrupt us, look deep into your eyes. Take it that you're beautiful, and we be so suitable. I lean in to kiss you, and I know the feelings mutual. Wanna give it to you?
And so that's what we did for Give It To You. Well, that was my verse on Give It To You. Lo featured me on that song. But we both chipped in and paid together to get the song recorded at the studio. Well, then next song we had coming up was a song that y'all might be a little bit familiar with. So y'all remember Nothing to Lose, featuring me and D-Ray, that Lo wrote? Well, me and Lo redid it to a whole different beat. He had found the instrumental, and he had been wanting to redo it one day anyway, and because just to how it turned out, not meaning it was a bad engineering job or nothing. It wasn't that was the issue. The issue was the fact that my confidence in the studio, with not having much studio experience at all, it being my only second time, seriously on the mic to put a song down and then and go through the whole process of recording a whole track through and doing ad libs and doing all that yeah. So with it being like this, what we did, like I said, it was a whole nother beat. And don't get me wrong, like we said, D-Ray's verse was good. He had nice wordplay with it. he wrote the beat well, and he started off on topic, but then he started losing topic, man, throughout the song, and then he tried to tie it all back together, saying if there's something to lose, it would be the meaning, but you know. Yeah, I ain't hating on him that hard. I done gave him his fair share of hell for it, and laughed with him and stuff. We clown on each other, man. That's my homie. But now, like I said, anyway, since he the topic we were aiming for, and the depth that we were aiming for, so Lo was like, hey, let's re-record it, and so we did, and I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
Tired of the struggle and I'm sick of all the pain. Sirens when I'm in trouble and the picture that it paints. I try to overcome it and I fight to get away. So my life is more abundant now, I'm trying to make a change. The errors that I've had restrict the progress that I make. I'm compared to my own past cause they thought I'd never change. How can I find employment if the doubts will still remain? Man, I think that they enjoy it when I'm drowning in the rain. Now times are getting desperate and my children have to eat, but I keep getting arrested, I'm still trapped up in the streets. I'm stuck caught in the moment while the devil laughs at me, but it's tough fighting opponents if I let them capture me. Opportunity ain't knocking, so I'm gonna have to take it. Music's my only option, so I know I have to make it. My life's dependent on it, and that's more than just a statement. I made myself a promise, I won't let it get forsaken. It's a long way to the top, there's a beautiful view. If I just don't give up and stop, if I keep pushing on through, I'ma give it one more shot, cause I got something to prove. And I'ma give it all I got, cause I got nothing to lose.
When my life's feeling desolate and sometimes inadequate, then I get a measurement as deep as the pressure is greater or lesser risk. Probably low, just read me an estimate, I'll be needing a reference to believe in myself again. Acting so careless cause there's nothing to lose. I'm slacking, so prepare if I'm becoming a fool. To back up everywhere if I'm coming at you. Attack you if I choose, I'm bad to leave a bruise. There's always something loose in my mind constantly. Honestly, I feel like it's because of poverty. See the economy and all its authority. Come take my priorities, friends and family far from me. Taking a part of me, know how to hurt a patient. Stopping my arteries, ending the circulation. Taking my heart from me, and that's the worst invasion. When there's nothing to lose, it's the worst abrasion.
It's a long way to the top, there's a beautiful view.
Wes engineered that one too, so like he got compliments on the songs that he was engineering, and he was sticking to it and dedicating himself to trying to learn how to better engineer hip hop music, him being used to doing rock music, so and you could tell differences. But yeah, the way that even though me and Lo, we used our same verses that we used on Nothing to Lose, the original, we had a different beat and different way we delivered it. And that song we did good. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have nobody come in that was on and off topic. And so, yeah, that's what you got right there, That showed everybody me, being able to grow. But Lo was getting on me about not counting my my bars, because he said, because I ended about half a bar early. It's like, if you count your bars right when you write, he's like, you wouldn't end your bar half off early. But even though I ended it like that, it still sounded good. And I was like, I added a noise there, and it completed the bar. And it goes to the chorus. It got to a point to where me, Jay, and Lo, we were making songs, and I was happy making songs with them. That's my cousins, man. I've been riding with them since I was 4 years old. So, but I wanted to have an album or songs to work towards an album of my own. And there was a website, it was called ReverbNation.com. And Lo had already had music on there. He had music on his MySpace. And so he had been putting songs on it. And I was playing my friends the songs that was on there. So Wes was like, "Let's help you make a Reverb Nation page, buddy." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we made me a Reverb Nation page, and Lo and Jay, they were like, there was an instrumental called "I'm On," and so I used that and got to use it for my page. Got to use it for my page, like, or towards my, going towards my page for like my own album. So it was an under Mike Vick, BGE, I'm On, which BGE represents the label. Our label is Bowling Green Entertainment, the area we represent. BG, Bowling Green. So BGE. After that song, though, it was time for me to record my own solo, just me by myself, and I did. I wound up recording my first solo song. It was called "I Never Made It," and it was a beat that my cousin had found. One of those beats with hooks. It already has a chorus set to it and the beat in it. And so none of us, knew who wrote the chorus or anything like that, but the beat had the tag on it for the beat maker. So anyway, I wound up writing the verse to it, and then I just got so carried away with the topic and what I was writing about that I just wound up writing the whole 3 verses to it. And I let Lo hear it, and he's like, man, even though it was a song that he asked me to get on, he was like, bro, that's all you. So he let me get it, and I put it on my Reverb Nation page. Also, I had my second single. It was just a verse and a beat, but it was very deep. It was called "No Longer," and I was 21, so I was trying to promote to the young teens and stuff like that, and people, my peers. Just if you're gonna drink and drive and party, just be responsible about it. If you're going to do it, and nobody can stop you. If you make that choice, just be responsible. And I talked about that, so that's how that went. Rage Won't Stop. So that was a song that I was supposed to be on called Rage Won't Stop, me and Lo, and I had the beat instrumental on CD, so I'd just be playing it myself, and I just needed to get the verse wrote. Well, Lo started getting frustrated with me and Jay because I didn't have much material written. Everything I wrote was pretty much brand new. I didn't have old stuff really saved over. I got rid of a lot of my lyrics from whenever I was previously writing on whenever I was growing up. When I started rapping and writing. So, and Jay had a lot of material, but then it would just be different songs that he would still need to either match up with or get on board too. And so there was a guy in our neighborhood, or in the neighborhood, named Ant Johnson. I went to school with Ant. He was a grade above me, but I didn't meet him until freshman year, my 9th grade year. And we had classes together. And we were okay, in school. We didn't have no problems with each other, but I had weight training with his cousin Matt, and I didn't know they were cousins or whatever. But anyway, me and Moss, we got real cool. We called him Moss. His name Matt Moss. We called him Moss. And I started going and hanging out with Moss after school. I'd go ride with him, and he drove to school. And then I'd stay at night with him, and that's when I found out him and Ant were cousins. Ant lived right behind him. Ant wasn't rapping back then. And if he was, he was just secretly writing to himself and hadn't told everybody, kind of thing. But he wasn't writing that I knew of. But years later, like I said, once we were doing, me and Lo, like you said, Jay, all of us were doing our music thing. And he had been somewhere along the point, started doing music at his own house, just on a computer, using Audacity and a little bitty computer mic. And just he'd been writing a lot of songs, though. He wrote a lot of material. So we clicked up with Ant, and Lo shot me the idea about Rage Won't Stop, and Ant fucked with it. He was like, yeah, I got something. So he put something together and matched up to it, and I came up with his verse, and Lo already had his ready, and the chorus. So there's some dudes that me and Ant went to school with, and Lo had met through partying with, named Justin Barrett and Cam Killer Cam. They got to get on the song. They put them two on the very last verse instead of me, and they recorded it on Ant's computer on his little computer mic, and the quality didn't sound good. And their verses, I'm not putting them down. Their verses just wasn't what they was looking for. You know, I mean, they put it out, but they put it out. I heard it and all that, and I was like, man, y'all should have waited on me. Y'all should let me get on it. I let them hear what I wrote to it. And I let them hear what I wrote to it. It was like, bro, we got to get in West's studio and we got to re-record it and let you get that last verse. And I was like, bet. So we re-recorded it and had good quality. And we had me, Ant, and Love. And we put it on. We that completed the BGE album, Bowling Green Entertainment album, demo album. 5 songs on it, I believe it was. All the songs that I went through. And I'll get into the next chapter of what happened. Join us next time on Part 4, continued, BGE and Fantasy Elite, the rise and fall of a label and group.